Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to the Bitcoin update. Today the bad boy in the building, and Bitcoin is a troublemaker. I always say this, right? Bitcoin is a stupid coin. It is the most stupid coin that has ever been created. My god, what do you want to do, man? What do you want to do? You want to pump? Just pump already. You want to go down? Just go down already. Why are you putting us into all these tests? Sometimes Sometimes I think the person who created Bitcoin is a woman. I don't know why. No offense here. It's just that Bitcoin tests us so much. Anyways, now let's get into a 4 hour time frame. And let's check what the 4 hour time frame actually is showing. So number one, I've showed you a diagonal pattern, right? I just want to go on and do this one by one. So this is going to be a technical analysis 101 one more time. Let's see what happened previously. So of course, if I go on the daily, there was a pump that Bitcoin did, and that was Bitcoin moved up to $109,000. But still, there is a problem here. There is a problem with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is still respecting the broadening formation. Now I showed you broadening formation and it looks like this. So you have this upper resistance and then you have this lower resistance. So the threat of actually coming down to that $85,000 department is on. It is not invalidated, it's not terminated, it is still on, because if you look at what Bitcoin is doing, all it did is actually pumped up and made a wick. It actually went and made a wick, which is still a problem because you're still finding resistance at that broadening formation, and the next possible move based off the broadening formation is to come down to the lower support, right? So that's one thing out of the way. Secondly, is that Bitcoin could be on the verge of making a potential double top. If you look at this one little bit of a line here, we have Bitcoin that is actually probably going to make a double top here. So you have this one top here, you got the second top. In the future, if Bitcoin does decide that it wants to go on and lose the double top, let's see where this takes you. This can actually take you down, and this is like predicting the future. If it actually ever happens, it actually takes you down to $77,000, which is going to be the CME gap as well, right? That's going to be the CME gap. We have we're on 24 January today, and we have 6 more days to close the monthly, and in 6 days a lot of drama can happen. Actually, we have 8 days, and also we have 8 days to close the private of February. So if you want to be a part of my private for the February subscription, you got 8 days and 4 hours left. Just always look at the monthly time frame. That's the exact amount of days we have. Now, why did I show you the monthly? The reason why I'm showing you the monthly is that 8 days is a lot of time, and in 8 days a lot can happen. In 8 days, you can have massive pump, you can have massive dump as well. So in 8 days, is it that you just took this shooting star stop loss? Because this candle, well, it's kind of invalidated, because the ruling of shooting star is that when you come up to the top of the shooting star, you invalidate the candle. That's the very truth about it. But it's also true that this can also be a stop loss hunt and you can still go down. That's another scenario. So in 8 days, 8 days is going to be important. 8 days, 4 hour is really, really important. It could be that even Bitcoin in the next 8 days actually decides to fall down big time and go to 89. And if it actually comes to $82,000 or even $84,000 in the next 8 days, we're going to have an evening star, and you're going to see February probably reaching down to that $77,000. However, I'm not very sure about this one, guys. But I can say definitely that on the daily, the bearish divergence still exists. We still have this bearish divergence. We're still having threats, right? We're still having threats. You can see that these are like some very flat lines and then some possibility to go down. Now, let me mark the bullish scenario. I've actually talked about the drops and stuff. What I'm looking at is this one trend line, right? So for me personally, I think on the daily, if we kind of try to go back up to $110,000, let's say you break and push up and you go to $110,000, then I think that Bitcoin may have the possibility to go from the top here to the bottom and the next possible target can be nearly $124,000 if you do something where you just break above, you retest. Number one, breaking above and going to $110,000 is kind of going to invalidate this formation here. If you go up like this, you break above that whole formation and you also break above this resistance. So basically Bitcoin has come to a very, very tight resistance, right, which can actually even be a good idea to kind of sell the market, because Bitcoin right now is at the probably the tightest resistance, two very, very tight resistance right now. As I'm showing you, it's actually at the very conjunction. It is meeting at that particular point where Bitcoin, if it just fails to go up, it's actually going to go down from here. So let's see, can it actually break up? Let us know in the comments. Is it going to go down? Let us know in the comments. I'm not taking sides anymore. All I can say is go with the flow. Wherever the market goes, be ready. Be ready. Like there's an old saying, prepare for the best. No. Yeah, hoping for the best and prepare for the worst. Man, I'm a philosopher. Anyways, that's all for the Bitcoin update, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Love is.